Pad, where OU gymnast Carly Woodard joins us in studio to talk about her career, and the Sports Pad analysts break down what they think the key to success is for OU to clinch a spot in the college football playoffs. All this and more coming up next.
Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad, brought to you by OU Health. And now, here's your host, Abbi Bennett.
Welcome to Sooner Sports Pad. I'm your host, Abbi Bennett, and standing next to me are our analysts, Rivera and Audrey Goodson. Now, we have a great show tonight, so let's dive right in. Under the lights on Saturday night, the Sooners were locked in at 13-13 late in the fourth quarter with just under 3 minutes to go. It's 2nd and 3 at the OU 28-yard line. Rattler knows what to do and completes the pass to Braden Willis for a gain of 9 and a Sooner first down. Rattler then continued the drive and gave it to Eric Gray at the top of the screen for another first down. The clock is running out, but leave it to Stoops to complete the pass and gain another 14 yards for the Sooners. On a 3rd down and 10, Eric Gray ran the ball outside, and there was a face mask call which gave OU a fresh set of downs. Time's expired with 1 second left, but Gabe Burkich came to the rescue and kicked a 30-yard field goal, leading the Sooners to victory 16-13. Now, even though the Sooners took the dub, I think this was the least exciting win I've ever seen by OU. But Dylan and Audrey, I want to know if there was a Sooner that stood out to y'all.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious who the MVP of this game was. And honestly, he might just be the MVP of the entire season so far for the Sooners. That's Mr. Gabe Burkich. Come on. On Saturday, he was perfect, making all 3 of his field goals, including the one that sealed the deal in the Sooners' 16-13 win with just 2 seconds left on the clock. Now, it's believed to be the first time in OU football history that any kicker has won the game with a walk-off field goal. This makes him 8 for 10 on the whole season, and just one of those misses is within 50 yards. Not to mention, he came into the game with 4 field goals over 50 yards. That is the most ever for an OU player in a single season. And for the 2nd time this year, he's been nominated as one of the Lou Groza Award Players of the Week. Let's go!
I like that pick. I really do. I'm going to turn it over to the offense, though. And while the offense didn't score as much as OU fans are used to seeing, there was one man in particular who was doing everything he could to put more on the scoreboard, and that man is Michael Woods II. Woods had a team-high 8 catches, and when I say team-high, I mean he doubled that of the number 2 guy on the team. Woods also had a big-time 86 yards to go with those 8 grabs, and only one other receiver in only one other game had more success so far this season, and that was Marvin Mims' 117-yard game against Tulane. We talked a lot about who the best addition to the Sooners roster was this offseason, and there was a lot of chatter about Caleb Williams, Eric Gray, or even Wanye Morris, but not taking anything away from those guys, I think it's time we come to realize Michael Woods II is the best current addition to this team, and he's another fantastic weapon for Riley's offense.
Oh, yeah, some great Sooner standouts for sure. But now it's time to send it over to Katie Arata to break down her top 3 plays.
This week's matchup versus West Virginia was nothing short of exciting. Here are my top 3 plays of the game. First, we have junior tight end Austin Stogner with the Sooners' only touchdown of the night. Stogner snatched the ball in the end zone, putting the Sooners on the board with just over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Next up, I have Delarian Turner-Yell's interception. With the game tied at 7 apiece, Turner-Yell lurks to his left and snags the ball to start off the second quarter with a bang. And you've already seen this one, but I just had to show it again. The game-winning kick by Gabe Burkich. Burkich's 30-yard boot lifted the Sooners over the Mountaineers as the game clock expired. And those were my top 3 plays of the game. I'm Katie Arata with Sooner Sports Pad.
Now, we've heard from our Sooner Sports Pad team about their thoughts on the game, but let's hear what Coach Riley and Spencer Rattler had to say about the finish.
We found some ways here when we haven't been at our best to win some close games. You know, we've showed, I think, incredible resiliency. We certainly did tonight. We were a very resilient football team, and we're growing, we're improving.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity, you know, for us to fight through something again and come out with a win. You know, we're happy being 4-0, but we're not happy. We're not satisfied with the way, we're winning. But a win is a win.
Now that's all the time we have for right now, but when we come back, we'll catch up with Carly Woodard on OU Women's Gym. Plus, you won't want to miss the UNC transfer who is shining bright on OU soccer. Stick with us. Welcome back. Sooner Sports Pad's Alyse Jones met with Carly Woodard, who is entering her final season with OU Women's Gym. Let's check it out.
I'm here with Carly Woodard from OU Women's Gymnastics. Carly, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I know that practices just started. What has the team dynamic looked like so far for you guys?
I think the team's been doing great. I'm actually very excited about this year. We're very on top of our stuff and starting to kind of finalize details already. So it's looking really good and I'm excited.
Well, I know Oklahoma Gymnastics has a history of dominance and excellence. What can the fans expect from you guys this year?
The fans should expect what they always get out of Oklahoma Gymnastics, just an amazing performance, top-notch gymnastics, and we hope to see many more fans in the stands this year. We hope to fill the LNC.
So what other gymnasts on the team do you think that we should be keeping our eye out for this year?
I think there's a couple standout freshmen that we have. I think Jordan Bowers, Danielle Stivers, and Maria Linker. They're all incoming freshmen this year, and I think they add quite a bit to this team. So I would be on the lookout for them.
Well, I know it's your 5th season with the Sooners. So what are your personal goals and expectations for yourself this year?
So I decided to take a 5th year after last season kind of got cut short for me with injuring my foot. And so I actually competed floor and did exhibition on vault that first meet before the injury happened. And so I'm kind of expecting that out of myself this year, just to get back on the floor and vault as well as competing beam.
So other than beam, what's your favorite exercise that you are looking forward to competing?
I would say floor. I love dancing. I love tumbling. It's always been a goal of mine to compete it, and I accomplished that last year, so I'm hoping to expand on that this year.
Well, we're so excited for you, and I look forward to seeing you this season and all the great things you accomplished. So thank you so much for joining us today. Back to you guys in the studio.
The OU soccer program has been an underdog for several years. Junior Alexis Strickland, a transfer from the University of North Carolina, is hoping to turn the team around with her leadership and her experience playing for an elite program.
They're trying to take it down the far sideline. Here's an opportunity, ball crossed. Tar Heels get the header, and Tar Heels take the lead.
The University of North Carolina's women's soccer program is one of the most prestigious in the nation. Alexis Strickland followed her childhood dream and committed to UNC her sophomore year of high school. Her freshman year with the Tar Heels, she played in all 27 games at forward, scoring 4 goals and had 3 assists. But her career came to a halt.
Sophomore year, I dealt with an injury, so I had to sit out my fall of my sophomore year at UNC. And I had a stress fracture in my shin, so that was really hard because that's the first real injury that I've had in my career. So sitting out, I learned a lot of things.
Despite the nasty injury, her perseverance and love of the game led to the pinnacle of her career.
But coming here and automatically being in the captain role has really just tested my leadership skills and has really developed me into a soccer player, not only on the field but off the field as well. So I do believe that I'm obviously 100% back, and I'm just, excited for this new role and ready to help the team continue.
Strickland knew she wanted more out of her soccer career, but also more for her future.
A huge process, but Oklahoma just felt like home. The support staff here is just amazing, and the girls really welcomed me in. And I really believe that this program is on the rise of becoming a Big 12 highly impacted program here for soccer. And I just love the athletics, and obviously the journalism school here is one of the top in the country, so it just felt like a perfect fit.
Sports has always been a huge part of Strickland's life, but after graduation, she does not want her career in sports to end just yet. She's pursuing a degree in broadcast journalism and has bigger dreams after school.
After college, I definitely, if I had the opportunity, I would love to play overseas somewhere.
Alexis is actually in the studio tonight. Thank you so much for coming. And like I said, she's pursuing a degree in broadcast journalism, so hopefully we'll see you more in the halls next year. But stick around, because when we come back, we're going to see Dylan and Audrey face off. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Now it is time for Face Off. Are we ready? All right, let's jump right in. First question, I want to know, what is the key to OU making the playoffs?
Well, for years, the question around Oklahoma getting to the playoffs surrounded the defensive side of the ball. And then Alex Grinch came along, and you knew it was just a matter of time before things changed. In 2018, Oklahoma's defense finished 101st in scoring defense. Then came Alex Grinch. And in 2019, they finished 64th. In 2020, they finished 29th. And right now, the Sooners are allowing 16 points a game to their opponents. That number ties them for 20th in the country. For reference, the last time the Sooners finished 20th or lower was 2009. Listen closely, it's about to get real mathy. Some of the other stat categories that OU looks better in include total defense. They sit at 26th in the nation. Their opponent third down conversion percentage is less than 30%. In rushing defense, they've allowed only 2.3 yards per attempt and 74 yards per game. That has OU at 9th in college football. So to sum all that up, we're starting to see the fruits of Grinch's labor. So, to answer the question, I think as long as the defense continues to perform very highly and at this level, it's only a matter of time before we see them in that playoff spot.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I love what Alex Grinch has done here on defense, but you know what? I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. All OU has to do to make a college football playoff run is to just keep winning.
Keep it simple.
So if the Sooners could just ride through their Big 12 schedule without a hiccup, I can't see the committee leaving them out. Iowa State, who we thought was going to be the Sooners' biggest competition this season, just took their second L of the season to Baylor. Who is going to beat us at this point? I mean, unless it's just a total upset like we've seen the last 2 years with K-State. The Sooners are winning. They're just not winning in a way that we've seen them win in the past, which is by running up the score. But they're 4-0, and a win is a win. They just have to keep doing it.
A win is a win.
That's right.
I love that mentality.
I like what you pointed out about Iowa State. I think it's going to come down to really just whether Oklahoma State can slow them down or whether there's going to be that random upset like you mentioned somewhere along the way.
Exactly. I mean, K-State is coming up this weekend, so we'll just have to see if we can get over that hump.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
I'm always kind of nervous for.
Yeah,
2 years in a row.
Yeah.
All right, guys, next question. Who is the biggest college football surprise team?
Well, I spoke earlier about Michael Woods II. Audrey, do you know what school he came from?
I'm thinking somewhere around Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yeah, the U of A, right? Do you know what school I'm about to pick?
Maybe a little Woo Pig Suey?
Woo Pig Suey. Give me the Razorbacks. Arkansas is only allowing 265.2 total yards per game, placing them at 12th in the country. The Hogs also average a whopping 480 yards on the offensive side of the ball, good enough for the 21st spot in the country. Sometimes you see flash-in-the-pan numbers like this from teams, and it's usually because of an easy schedule. But let me remind you, this team just topped the Texas A&M Aggies 20-10, and you all will like this reminder, the Razorbacks put a whooping on Texas, taking down the Longhorns 40-21. So now it's more like there's Oklahoma, there's Arkansas, and just south of it is New Arkansas. There's no more Texas anymore. It's New Arkansas. In all seriousness, though, Arkansas finally looks like a formidable opponent and an actual contending team in the SEC. That's something you couldn't have said for the last decade.
I'm really excited about the Hogs. I mean, I think the last time that they were even in the top 10 was in like 2012.
Yeah.
Who was the quarterback that year?
It was Tyler Wilson, actually. Oakland Raiders draft pick. Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
But you know what? To me, I think there's no bigger surprise this year than the lack of success than we've seen at Clemson. I mean, come on. The very last time that we haven't seen Clemson in the college football playoff was in 2012, and that was the very first year of the college football playoff system. I think it's pretty obvious that Trevor Lawrence is long gone. After losing in week 1 to Georgia, I didn't think that all hope was lost just yet for Clemson. Georgia's a solid team, but after their stunning loss in overtime to NC State this weekend, the Tigers are just lucky to still be in the top 25. In fact, Clemson has been in the top 10 in AP poll rankings for 97 straight weeks, tied with Alabama for the current longest run. Clemson is having trouble running the ball, blocking, and you know what? I'm just going to save myself from some embarrassment. Quarterback DJU has been pretty inconsistent. I mean, just unless something super crazy happens, I just don't see Clemson being anywhere near the college football playoff landscape this year.
Well, and I'm sure that Dabo Swinney now regrets saying, let's not expand the playoff now that he's outside of that picture.
Yes, I know. Isn't that
I'm sure
crazy?
him ripping the playoff expansion is now going to come back to bite him in the butt.
But, you know, I think their defenses looked okay. I mean, that's something to be said for Brent Venables.
Yeah, absolutely. A great coach, Brent Venables.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten a head coaching job yet. So.
Exactly. He used to be right here at OU.
That's right.
All right, well, now for my favorite part, let me see y'all's viral videos.
You know that feeling you get when it's an upset win? You just kind of want to like scream or run or maybe even dance. Well, I like to shout out Charlie Jr. here because Charlie Jr. had some great dance moves. Check it out. Charlie is the son of Oklahoma State O-line coach Charlie Dickey, and by the looks of it, the team absolutely loves him and his dance moves. And if that doesn't warm your heart and also somehow make you want to dance with him, I don't know what to tell you.
I kind of want to bust out my moves
Yeah,
right now.
I like his little,
Let's go.
His little move he had. I don't think I can.
I don't think I can either, honestly. Those were pretty good, even for a rival. But Dylan, you play golf, right?
I'm a golfer, yeah.
Okay, well, even you might just like my viral video from
Let's
this week.
see
Okay, so let's check it out. Jordan Spieth at the Ryder Cup this weekend. Just check out this crazy shot. I mean, look at this. He can't even see the green. He doesn't even know how he's going to get it up there. I mean, just check him out jumping. So here he goes. Let's just see what he can do. And oh my gosh, he almost falls into Lake Michigan with that kind of momentum.
Oh my goodness.
But look where the ball ends up.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Spieth.
He's all the way back there, but even he's surprised. He's like, what just happened? So pretty impressed with Jordan Spieth this weekend. Dylan, I know you're a golfer. You think you can do that?
Absolutely not. And let me tell you what, that you don't really understand the difference between a pro golfer and an average golfer until you start golfing. That is a pro golfer right there.
Yeah,
that is a professional.
I can't even imagine. I was a tennis player in high school, so don't even ask me about that.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Audrey, me either. All right, audience, now it's time to vote for whose viral video you think won. So if you liked
Come on,
Dylan's,
baby.
give it up.
Come on.
Cheer loud.
Come on. Come on.
Okay, Dylan, okay. All right, if you liked Audrey's, give it up. Love the USA champ, but I'm going to have to give this one to Dylan.
Let's go.
It was the dance move.
Sorry,
It was the dance
I'll bust
move.
out the dance move.
Sorry. All right, when we come back, I'm going to give you all the Sooner sports to watch for. Plus, we're going to see if our analysts know some OU trivia.
Oh, I got it.
Sooner volleyball will match up against the Kansas State Wildcats in Norman on Friday at 5 p.m. Women's soccer will head to Morgantown to face the Mountaineers also on Friday. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. And lastly, Sooner football will have their first road game of the season on Saturday in Manhattan at 2:30. Now it's time for some OU trivia. NBA Media Day was today. I know I can say for myself that I'm pretty excited for the NBA season coming up. So it's only right to give y'all some NBA trivia questions and with some twists. With some former Sooners, excuse me. All right, so let's get right into it. First question, who is the only former OU player to be drafted first overall in the NBA draft?
Blake Griffin.
Correct!
Balake.
All right, one for Dylan on the board. Okay, next question. Who were the last two recent players to be drafted out of OU?
Okay, I'm going to say Trae Young and Buddy Hield.
Correct! Yes! So smart. Okay, scores tied up. Okay, next. Who are the only two former Sooners to win Rookie of the Year?
Blake Griffin and Mookie Blaylock.
Nope. But I'll give you half. Do you have another guess?
Blake Griffin and maybe like Wayman Tisdale.
Alvin Adams?
Yes.
Got it. There we go.
Correct. All right, Audrey.
That was my
I have
second
faith in you.
guess.
All right, next question. Which NBA player has the most NBA MVPs?
Kareem.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, scoring's good. Okay. All right, last question. What player has averaged a triple-double for an entire season?
Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson.
Okay, well, I have Russell Westbrook down, but so
How about smarter the question?
Okay, we're gonna do one more question. Which player is nicknamed the logo? Dylan.
Jerry West.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Give it Audrey a chance.
Jerry West.
Come on. Okay, last but not least, Spencer Rattler's 21st birthday is tomorrow, so shout out. But thank you so much for watching Sooner Sports Pad.
Sure.
I'm your host, Abbi Bennett,
Happy
for our
birthday.
analysts Dylan Rivera and
Happy
Audrey
birthday.
Goodson. Good night.